Hello, dear viewers. My name is Taylor Sanderson, and I'd like to share my story with you. One evening, my wife Katie and I stopped by a mini market to pick up some groceries. Suddenly, I heard a soft voice behind me. "Sir, I wouldn't say this if it wasn't important." The old security mini market guard's voice was low, almost apologetic, but his eyes, they carried something heavier. That was the first crack. I had just paid for our groceries. The receipt was still warm in my hand. Katie stood a few steps away, back turned, phone pressed to her ear. 11 years of marriage teaches you rhythm. And something was off. "Come with me," he added. I should have refused. I should have laughed it off. Instead, I followed. The corridor behind the store felt wrong. Too quiet, too hidden. Each step echoed like a countdown I didn't understand yet. "Why are we back here?" I asked, my voice steady, too steady. The guard didn't answer. He just pointed. A small monitor flickered on the wall. And then, everything tilted. There she was, Katie, my wife, laughing. Not the tired laugh I knew, not the polite one she gave strangers. This was different, alive, bright, intimate. Too intimate. She leaned against the wall near the dressing rooms. A young man stood close. Too close, his hand brushed hers. She didn't pull away. She leaned in and kissed him. If you think your heart shatters in moments like that, you're wrong. It doesn't break. It goes silent. Completely silent. "Sir," the guard whispered, "I thought you should know." I swallowed. "How long?" I asked. He hesitated. Not the first time. That sentence didn't hurt. It carved. I turned away from the screen. "Thank you," I said. My voice didn't belong to me anymore. When I stepped back into the store, Katie was already walking toward me, smiling, slipping her phone into her bag. "Sorry," she said lightly. "School called." I looked at her. Really looked. The same face I had trusted. The same eyes I thought I knew. "Everything okay?" I asked. "Of course," she smiled and kissed my cheek. And here's the part that will stay with you. I smiled back. Because in that moment, I understood something terrifying. The man she thought I was, he was gone, buried somewhere between that kiss on the screen and the one she just gave me. What would you do if the person you trusted most rehearsed their lies perfectly? That night, I didn't confront her. I lay beside her and listened. Her breathing was soft, steady, too steady, like someone who had nothing to hide. But every few minutes, her fingers slipped under the pillow, checking her phone, guarding it from me, from the man she used to trust with everything. I stared at the ceiling, counting seconds between each movement. Pattern. That word saved me, because emotions cloud, but patterns expose. At 2:17 a.m., her screen lit up. A message. She didn't open it, but her lips curved slightly in her sleep. That smile, it broke something I didn't know could still break. By morning, I wasn't guessing anymore. I was building. Notebook, timeline, every detail logged. Time she left, time she returned, excuses, tone shifts, eye contact, everything. "Taylor, you're being paranoid," she said over breakfast, not even looking at me. I nodded slowly. Maybe. Or maybe I had finally stopped being blind. By noon, I made the call a digital forensic expert, Carson Osborne. "Carson," I said, "I need access. Full recovery. Deleted data." A pause. Then, "You sure you want to see this?" "No," I replied, "but I need to." 48 hours later, we sat in silence as the files loaded. Message after message. Photos. Voice notes. And then, her voice. Soft, playful, intimate. Not for me. "I miss you," she whispered in the recording. My chest tightened, but I didn't look away. "Who is he?" Carson asked quietly. A name appeared on the screen. Daniel Hale. I repeated it once, not in anger, in recognition, because now, this wasn't suspicion. This was war. If the truth destroys you, do you still choose to see it? Revenge is impulsive. Control is patient. And I had never been more patient in my life. The first move wasn't confrontation. It was containment. Freeze everything, I told my lawyer Archie Cross. Accounts, transfers, access. He didn't hesitate. You're sure? I looked at the file in front of me, her messages, his name, the transactions. I've never been more sure of anything. By evening, the system locked. Joint accounts restricted. Outgoing transfers flagged. Hidden withdrawals traced. She didn't notice. Not yet. That was the design. What happens when the person betraying you suddenly loses control without knowing why? Then I built the room. Neutral ground, no memories, no escape routes. A conference space downtown, glass walls, cold light, 3 chairs. I sent 2 messages. One to my wife, investor meeting, important. One to him, opportunity, be there. Neither asked questions. That told me everything. They walked in together. Close, comfortable, careless. Katie froze first. Taylor? Her voice cracked. Daniel didn't. He smiled. You must be. Sit, I said. He stopped mid-sentence and obeyed. I placed the envelope between us. Open it. Katie shook her head, tears already forming. Don't, she whispered. Daniel smirked and opened it anyway. Page 1, confidence. Page 2, confusion. Page 3, fear. What is this? He snapped. Your story, I said calmly. Document it. Katie reached for his hand. He pulled away. That was the moment she broke. I can explain, she sobbed. I leaned forward. No, I said quietly. You can't. If you had proof of everything, would you destroy them or let them destroy themselves? I thought it was over. I was wrong. Predators don't surrender. They adapt. The first hit came quietly. A legal notice. Then another. Allegations wrapped in polished language. Harassment, coercion, emotional instability. I read the document twice, then a third time. And for a brief, dangerous second, I felt doubt. What if the truth isn't enough when someone is better at lying than you are at proving it? Taylor, he's pushing back hard, my lawyer Archie Cross warned. This could get messy. It already is, I said, but something didn't add up. Daniel Hale wasn't defending himself. He was redirecting fire. Which meant he had done this before. Archie, I said over the phone, dig deeper. I want everything. A pause. Then a quiet reply. You're not going to like what I find. I don't need to like it. I need to end it. 3 days later, Archie dropped the file on my table. It hit like a verdict. Heavy. Permanent. You're not his first, Archie said. I opened it. Photos. Names. Statements. Women. Different cities. Same pattern. They all trusted him, Archie continued. He isolates them, gains control, drains them, then disappears. My throat tightened because suddenly, Katie wasn't just guilty. She was also a victim of something darker. But that didn't change what she'd done. Nothing could. We moved fast. Evidence submitted. Authorities notified. Financial trails exposed. And then, everything collapsed. His business shut down overnight. Investigations opened across states. Accounts frozen. And Daniel vanished. No calls, no threats. Just silence. Katie wasn't spared. Her company found the transactions. Misused funds, false claims. Effective immediately, you're suspended. Then, terminated. Her voicemail came that night. 6 minutes. Crying, screaming, breaking. You ruined everything, she sobbed. I stared at the screen and didn't answer because in the next room, my children were laughing. And for the first time, that sound mattered more than her tears. When justice finally comes, why does it still hurt this much? Katie looked smaller. Not weaker, just stripped of everything that once made her untouchable. We sat across from each other in the same cafe where we once chose our children's names. Now we were choosing an ending. I didn't think you'd find out, Katie said, her voice barely holding together. I studied her face. No lies left. No masks. That was your first mistake, I replied calmly. She slid a photo across the table. Our wedding day. Two people smiling like forever was guaranteed. Will you ever forgive me? She whispered. Can forgiveness exist without giving someone a second chance? I picked up the photo, held it, felt nothing but distance. I already have, I said. Her eyes filled with hope, and then I stood, and that's why I'm leaving. She broke, not loudly, quietly. The kind of breaking no one hears, but never recovers from. I walked out, didn't look back. 3 weeks later, my phone rang. Unknown number. Mr. Sanderson? A firm voice said. This is Detective Marin. The man, Daniel Hale. We've reopened multiple cases. Your evidence connected everything. I closed my eyes. And? A pause. He's been taken into custody. What if your pain was the key to saving someone else? That night, I sat in silence. No anger, no regret, just clarity. I didn't win. I didn't lose. I ended it. And sometimes, that's the only victory that matters. Friends, what do you think of this story? Write your opinion in the comments. Would you like more stories? Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you don't miss any videos. See you tomorrow.